No, I got a call back from the office space people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude said he said we can come check it out Monday.
Okay. Don't. Pricing is different. Probably can negotiate.
It's like 99 or something like that.
Okay, and that's with the office.
No, that's with the virtual address. It said it comes with a business line, even though we already got one.
Okay.
And then he said if we wanted office, like to rent like a meeting room, it's 26 an hour. But otherwise, if we wanted like a office space, he said it's like 400 or something.
Dope. Do some more researching into. Anyway, good morning, you guys. It's we got 7 viewers here, man. We better get this you dig going. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, world? This your boy, DJ Phoenix, representing Rockstar DJs, Next Level DJs. You are now tuned in to that show, Canna-Joe Morning Show, with your boy, Michael Ford and the crew. We got some of the best news, some of the best things for you going on today. Stay in, tap in. You know what we do, man.
I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to.
Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Canna-Joe Morning Show with your boy, Barry the man, and the crew. Anyway, good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's a beautiful day outside today. The weather is nice and cold, about 27 degrees. So if you got your shorts and t-shirt on, make sure you go and do the polar bear challenge and run out to your car and see if you can grab it and run back in. Weed. Don't keep weed in your car. Anyway, well, we got a couple of things for you guys today. We got some big announcements, big things happening here in Minnesota, man, with the elections. Shout out to everybody that got out and actually used the rights to vote. Obviously, in Minnesota, it's been an issue for legalization because we kept getting stopped in the Senate, right? So in this past election, when we tell you guys how important the election is, apparently, we won the House. Well, I won't say we, the Democratic Party won the House, the governor's office, and the Senate, and they've said that if they got control, they're willing to legalize marijuana. So it looks like we're seeing some progress. Huge shout out to all the activists and people that have been pushing on this year after year after year for years. Oliver Steinberg, man, I always got to mention him, man. He's one of the oldest activists that I know. He's like the Jack Herrera of Minnesota. But we do got some great things hopefully coming. They said they're willing to legalize, and I think we have the position in the Senate and the House and the governor to actually get something passed. So I think Mari's got an article here for y'all to check out. Jesse Ventura says Governor Walz told him marijuana legalization will be among first laws passed. So what's this we got here, Vari?
Okay.
Oh, we're watching the video?
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
4.
So former Governor Jesse Ventura says that Governor Tim Walz, fresh off Tuesday's vote that will send the DFL incumbent to his second term, told him that legalizing marijuana will be one of the first things that gets passed by the incoming state legislature. The comments were made on a podcast with his son, Tyrell Ventura. The former governor said that Walz also invited him to the ceremony where he signs the bill into law. Spokesperson with Walz confirmed Jesse Ventura's comments, adding that they may work together to get something done. This comes after voters flipped the Minnesota Senate, which had been in Republican Party's control going into this week's midterms. The House passed a bill last May to allow adults to use recreational cannabis in the state. It also had provisions that expunge low-level cannabis convictions, including possessing small amounts. But the policy failed the Senate, where Republicans rejected it, though some expressed openness to further decriminalization. In July, a new law went into effect that allows people 21 and older to buy edibles, beverages that contain a limited amount of hemp-derived THC. Senator Jim Abler, chair of the Senate Human Services Reform, Finance, and Policy Committee, claimed he didn't realize the new law would legalize edibles with Delta-9 THC, but would merely regulate Delta-8 THC products. Its legalization was, in appearance, the result of a mistake. It was not no mistake. They
regulated the THC that people were already using.
Yeah. In a 2020 report from the ACLU of Minnesota shows the state ranks 8th for largest racial disparities in marijuana possession arrests. The analysis also found that Black people in the state are 4.5 times more likely to be arrested than white Minnesotans. Last month, President Joe Biden said he would pardon federal offenses for simple marijuana possession and order his administration to review how cannabis is treated under federal law.
And it's crazy, 5.4 times more likely, and that's around the Twin Cities. Like you get to greater Minnesota, it's like 17 to 18.
Yeah, shit increases dramatically.
Like it's crazy. Maybe it's because there's not as many Black people in rural Minnesota.
I think that is absolutely it. So I think so if you're not around Black people, or vice versa, Black people aren't around white people, the things you have to go off is like what you see in the media.
Right.
And so a lot of times Black people are projected to be violent, thugs, gang members, illiterate, ignorant, all these things. And so when you have introduce a Black person to a predominantly white area, you can, those things are bound to come up, especially in people's minds where they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
The stigma is real. Yep. It's definitely real. Oh, and there you have it, you guys. We got some great things going on here in Minnesota. Legalization looks like it could be on the way, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it. They said it's going to be one of the first priority things they're going to work on. So,
is that so? I wonder if that means that they can just pass it without it having to go to the voters.
I feel like they can. I feel like they can make it a law, just like they did with the edibles law, and just write it into law.
That'd be huge. That'd be huge. So why legalizing marijuana at the federal level is complicated. Oh.
Yeah. So marijuana is legal in 21 states and the District of Columbia for recreational purposes. Maryland and Missouri voted in favor of it during the 2022 midterm elections. Medical marijuana is legal in 37 states. Oh, by the way, speaking of Missouri, my guy was just telling me that they passed it with no limits, no limitations on growing, possessing, or selling. Like it's just legal.
Oh,
yeah. So we'll see how that. It's like 3 states.
3 states. That's too far.
You know, 20 pounds and it's like smile. Nice day.
He said, but it's 3 states. It's too far. The furthest I travel is Duluth. Oh no, we did go on one road trip. Anyway, go ahead, Bart.
So polls show the majority of Americans support the legalization of marijuana. Army veteran Sean Worsley says marijuana treats the wounds that earned him the Purple Heart in Iraq. His job was to clear explosive devices. He said, I suffered quite a few level 3 concussions resulting in PTSD and traumatic brain injury. While Worsley buys marijuana legally in his home state of Arizona, one of the states where marijuana is legal for both recreational and medical use, that's not the state law everywhere, and Worsley knows that firsthand. He was arrested for possession in Alabama in 2016. We're still feeling the repercussions of it. It affects everything, every aspect of life, he said. Worsley was arrested at a gas station in Alabama while he and his wife, Ebony, were on a road trip to visit family in North Carolina. When the police officer approached their car, Worsley remembers him asking about marijuana. It was the first thing Worsley said. Do you have any cannabis in the car? Where's the cannabis? Where's the marijuana? Worsley told the officer he had marijuana in his car and it was legally prescribed by doctors in Arizona. I had my medical cannabis card. It was put away in the trunk. It wasn't accessible, Worley said. Medical marijuana has since been legalized in Alabama, but at the time, it was illegal in the state. I felt like I was doing the right thing. Evidently, I wasn't, Worsley said. He was charged with possession of marijuana, first given probation. He returned to Arizona, where he said he struggled to afford thousands of dollars of legal fees. He said it even caused him to become homeless. In 2020, an Alabama judge citing issues like Worsley's past criminal charges for marijuana and his failure to meet with his probation officer revoked Worsley's probation and sentenced him to 5 years in prison.
Oh,
God damn. He said, I didn't see how this was possible. It wasn't hurting anybody. I wasn't doing anything wrong. He served less than a year of that sentence. Alabama granted him parole after his story gained national attention. You're not going to just take him and do anything to him and treat him because you have a one-size-fits-all system, and it's absolutely not, said Worsley's wife. Groups like the Criminal Justice Reform Organization, Alabama Appleseed, advocate for his release. When people make gotcha statements like he should have known better, he should have known the criminal code in Alabama, I would ask them how often they check the criminal code before bringing their medicine from one state to another. And that was from Leah Nelson from Appleseed, who closely followed Worsley's case and published detailed accounts of it online.
the thing is most people don't follow the codes in the states they live, let alone to know the codes in your state and any state you might travel through. That's crazy.
Yeah. I know I don't look up codes
No,
unless it's like for Mortal Kombat.
they still make codes for that.
There's more so the freedom of individuals to medicate themselves. So how they choose whatever works for them, how they see necessary for their bodies, their lives, as long as they're doing it responsibly, I feel like they should be allowed to, Worsley said. President Joe Biden pardoned federal offenses for simple marijuana possession. He's encouraging governors to do the same. He's also asked his administration to look at reclassifying marijuana. When we look at cannabis as a whole, it is still a Schedule I drug, which means it has no medical value and it's on the same level as heroin or LSD, said Metropolitan State University of Denver professor Shannon Donnelly. Donnelly worked in the marijuana industry and teaches college classes about it. When we're looking at federal cannabis legislation, we're looking at 5 to 10 year process. Some of those things that are going to be looked at are where cannabis is going to be sold. What if a state does not want to have cannabis sold in their local jurisdiction? Worsley is now in school studying the power of plants as medicine and works as a roofer to make money, but he will continue to have a felony charge related to his case in Alabama on his record. However, he hopes his story can bring change. I can have some type of impact, but by educating individuals about cannabis, what's going on, what happens when individuals are incarcerated for this plant, and just building awareness. Yeah.
Yeesh. Oh, I guess there was an echo. Hopefully that fixed the echo. I had an extra window open.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's real rough, man. And ironically, we're talking about the military. Today is Veterans Day. So I do want to give a huge shout out to all the veterans that have been supporting us, all the veterans that support legalization, all the veterans that don't, and that just, fight for freedom in Minnesota and around the nation. Thank you guys. Huge shout out to my brother Sean Gotti, retired military veteran. He's not in the military anymore, but he did 20 years.
Damn.
Crazy. I tried to get in the military when he was in the military, but I had surgery on my leg, so they wouldn't let me go. But yeah, I would be retiring this year myself. Yeah. That's crazy. Anyway, with that, huge shout out to all of the veterans. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Jahan. Good morning, Sina. Facebook user. Good morning. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Okay, you're all good. Sounds great. The audio's fixed. Happy Veterans Day, Chameleon Black.
Hey.
Dope. So with that, we do got an event going on tomorrow. So I don't know how many viewers we got on here. We got 8 people. So 8 people. If any of you guys 8 want to come hang out with us, we're gonna be giving out dime bags. Dime bags? Dime bags. Not a marijuana though. If you know how Minnesota marijuana rolls, we'll have some Canna-Joe Morning Show buttons. Come by the booth, ask for a Canna-Joe Morning Show button. You might get some special something with it as well if you just come by the booth and ask for it. In addition to that, we will have the dime sacks, normally the dub sack, but it's cold out. So since it's cold, then I'm going to have some t-shirts. I don't think nobody wants to wear a t-shirt, but we're going to give them to you for $10, half off. So dime bags, button bracelet, all the good stuff. Vari's going to bring some hoodies and stuff out. We'll have out there tons of vendors out there. They're going to be out there sharing their merchandise and products. I am a judge. I'm not a great judge, but I guess I'll be judging some of the products that I got in that giant bag of products. And yeah, pretty good stuff in there, man. You'll see the crew out there. I'll be out there with Vari and Jenny, you know, kicking it, setting up shop. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees though, so dress warm. We will have heaters in our booth. We're not sharing them though.
$1 a minute.
$1 a minute. $5 heat. No, it's gonna be cold out there, you guys. So dress warm if you're coming out to hang out with us. It's not, the whole event is not outdoors, it is also indoors, so you can get inside and stay warm and enjoy the inside. We'll be out there a little chilly. It's crazy. While I was saying that, I could see like a tropical storm and it was all cold and shit. Look at anyway. It was on your screen. I don't know what you got. But yeah, it's gonna be dope. So if you didn't see the flyer, here it is on my face. Vari, we can still see your afro though, poking out the side. THC, Legacy Glass, THC cup. Make sure you guys take some time to come out and hang with us. Yeah, have a good time tomorrow. It's gonna be a real good time. If we get too cold, we might shut down the booth and go hang out inside. We'll leave the heaters in there though, right? Turn our booth into the heat booth, the heat box. Not the hot box, the heat box. So yeah, it'll be a dope time though. So make sure you guys come out and chill with us, hang out, have a good time. With that, I think that's all we got for the show today. Is that it? Yep. Huge shout out to all the volunteers that helped us out with getting out the vote. We did a great job, turned out tons and tons of voters, reached out to almost 250,000 voters. Vari, we did almost or more.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Between phone banking, text banking, and all that stuff. And yeah, man, that's a lot of contacts, man. Hopefully it helped. We accomplished what we needed to, but I'm not sure if the GOTV helped. But if you got out to vote because of us, thank you. With that, we'll see you guys Monday. Have a dope day. We're out of here. Let me see if I can find a button here, man. There's too many buttons going on. Oh, clicky clickerson.
I'm just